second phrase. Love God. Love God for self-sake. That's where people go into religion. They have friends, they have self-discovery. Now the second degree of love is love God for self-sake. This essentially means, according to the interpretation here, almost be scratch my back, I scratch up. It's complement one another. We love ourselves maybe that much that sometimes people love themselves so much they don't seem to have love for others. Become a little bit self-centered. Their love evolved. Earlier it was love for when they're young, the mother teaches the father, hey, love your brother, I love you, you must love your brother. So but now evolved. People become a bit more self-centered, maybe due to the growth of materialism. Then begin to love. We love ourselves so much we can't stand others. Then we begin to realize, what are they doing that? Why this person is good at very cold and all. So then this will give birth to different forms of relationship. We are becoming more selective, become aware of different kinds of relationship. Now on the first level, we are talking about survival. And at this level, we realize that the strength in numbers, that means now we come to identifying the group, people who think the way they do. Okay? We come to build a kind of relationship, a group of friends, which will be easier but they have common interests. Then, in this kind of relationship, love for self-sake is maybe a little bit shallow. But they're okay. We have people dancing or maybe coming to church. It's okay. As long as all of us come to church, it's okay. But beyond that, if you come across each other or if you need something, but other than that, there's no reason to. Okay? Now, have we? Let's ask ourselves, have we really loved somebody? Give love to somebody, expecting love in most cases, yes. It's to a simpler term, I buy you coffee, every time I buy coffee. And how often do you hear people say, take this for love, take good for love? So many times, belanja me. So this has always been our what you call that? Our habit, so to speak. We tend to measure, we tend to take stock. But very often you say, I cannot go of this world. Every time I buy lunch, 6, 7 times a day, and every time I chance it pay. So we begin to size people's returns. In other words, we begin to expect love in return for what we have given. So this could be human nature to some, this could be nothing to some. Now, let's thank you very much. Okay, back to this. So let us take stock of ourselves and say, well, have we actually reached out to somebody who maybe really judge our congregation, to someone who actually has no commercial value to us, knowing very well that he will never help us. He's not in his or her position to be able to reciprocate us in terms of materiality, maybe in other forms. But men are being men, we want to measure love in material aspect, not so much of love aspect. Think about it, maybe some of us will do it, maybe some of us will not do it for this purpose. To bring somebody who is just a long lost friend, school friend, this friend is good, but not used to me. I see him also no benefit also. So this has been creeping into our society. And take stock of yourself, be more apart rather than yourself. Have a bigger heart. It doesn't matter who friends you can still catch up. Hey, where is this brother, where is that guy? And try to reach out to these people. At the end of the day, by showing our affection to them, we will also show them the love of God. Okay? So now, it is in this level now we are in love God for self-sake. we're still in this level. It is at this second degree that most religion, maybe Christian here also, temples, mosques, they call home. They are home. Now, this stage is we call self-serving. We come here for God actually to serve ourselves, not for our fellow. We may say some prayers for this and that, but do we really mean it? I think maybe not. I'm not trying to be particular about any one of us. Let us be more truthful with our whatever and yes, I learn from you. Let us examine ourselves. But examine this doesn't mean, but really take a thought, take a serious consideration. Now, in this case, I'm not saying it because some people who go to church, actually it's not uncommon for them to simply go on the chairs, to be seen, just sit down for 1 hour or so. It costs a few bucks into the contribution back. You go, and they can be doing this for years and years. Come to church, hey, Sunday come to church. I will be sitting in the place I usually sit. So whatever the sermon speaker say, I really know. So no need to listen. I know what he's doing. John 3:16, yeah, I know. But people will just get through the sermon, get through the rituals. And contribution comes, and today I have more, I say more, and one. So there are some people who come to this stage. Now, their goal is may not necessarily seek God. These people, this group of people, they actually not really they want to seek God. Why are they in church in the first place? They want answers. They have a lot of things. They want answers from God. But they don't want to seek God. They want answers to their problems. Now, in the search for answers, they become more open and to all people and to not many of them. The reason why we see no contradiction in this various religion is all religion claim exclusivity to God. Anybody claim that there are more ways to God. Any person, okay, we have met many of them, I'm very sure many of you also met the same type of people. Any person claiming that there are many ways to God are either ignorant or lying as to not to offend the hopes of keeping multiple civilizations. For some people, all of us is the same. The goal is not ultimate truth, but comfort. I believe in this God, the church and all the church same. So, if you have this kind of thing, then again, it's very big. And we will never expect more that people will just believe anything. That a lot of people go to different churches. But as long as church, it doesn't matter to me. I also met one guy who was supposed to be working for the scripture union. I don't know exactly what to do. I said, which church you go to? Oh, I met Bushi in Methodist Church. And sometimes I go to ACS, Westfield. Only that when we talk about religion, I can also go one day. So it seems that you don't know, and it's okay, all the church is the same. Christian, that's what you do. I'm in the scripture union. I get to do some research on that. So, and we have to do the scripture union, and doing all the church is being neutral. But certainly not some people, religion, Christianity, from that aspect. So just be careful, don't be too compromising in this aspect. Church is a very serious thing. Going to worship at church is also just as important to any of us. Now, from here we go to the third degree of love. Love God for God's sake. Now, love God for God's sake. It is at this level we begin to live more. How does it feel to love God for God's sake? Then we begin to love God. Because we really love God, not for our sake, not to show to people, but for God's sake. So we have a different sense of maturity in our relationship. Now we're talking about our relationship with God. We have to begin to develop a deeper love for God. Then our interest is maybe in future what will happen next. When they enjoy knowing others, and we begin to show genuine interest in them. Last time when they talk, we only listen until they finish so that they want to talk. We want to tell them our problem. We are not so interested. They will talk about their problem, but we are only waiting for them to finish so that we can continue with our problem, which we always think is more important than their problem.